Hi everyone, Pierrick from P2DESIGN. I was not aiming to record this part 2 because it's a little bit too advanced, but as a problem was spotted by John on blendernation on the former rig, I absolutely need to show you how to fix a little issue appearing with this IK popping avoider. So let's get started. In the first version of this rig, whenever you move the hips, you can see that the foot is not staying on the ground. So it might be a little bit subtle, but I do believe and I do agree that it might be a real problem in animation. To fix this is quite more complex than the setup we have made before, but I should have recorded it at once, because whenever you propose a solution, if you create new problem, this is not a good solution. This occurs because as soon as we compress the IK chain, the foot bone is not following the IK controller anymore, which is a problem. It's offset. So what we could do is just to directly parent the foot controller to the IK. But we will have another bug as soon as we will disable the stretching, and as soon as we will move the pelvis, the foot will be detached from the ankle. So we need to find another solution. So what I will do is that I will move again all my bones on the side to be able to work properly. So first thing, I've tried to parent our foot target to the IK controller, but the problem is that as soon as we will be stretching the foot, if we copy this transformation, you can see that it is detached from the ankle, which is not what we want. So what I can do is to attach the shin to the foot by using a dam track combined with a stretch 2 constraint. The dam track will avoid some twisting issues, while the stretch 2 will allow the shin to stretch toward the foot. So I'll just need to go back into edit mode and reset the stretching after having cancelled any transformation. So now I fixed my problem of the shin not to be attached to the ankle, but the problem is that now my shin will be stretching either if I use or not our stretching property we have created before, while the thing is still following this property of stretching and unstretching. So what I will need is a solution to lock the position of the foot whenever I'm extending the leg of the size of the leg. And whenever I want to go further, I need to be able to activate or not the stretching. So how can we do this? I need a bone that tells me what is the length of the leg currently. So I will create a new bone that I've extruded from the position of the hip, and I will snap its tip to the IK controller position, which is our foot position by default in rest pose. Then I can add a dam track and stretch 2 constraints to this bone, so that whenever I will pull my IK, it will follow. I can now parent my position target to this bone, and I will need to align the bones together so that it works correctly, because there will be a slight offset here due to the position of the bones, but that should be okay. Now I need to add a limit scale to this bone, so that whenever we stretch the leg more than when it's perfectly straight, it is stopped. So I need to limit the scale on its local y-axis. So I will set a very high value of 2. I will pull the IK until the leg is perfectly straight, so that I have a little idea of the value I need to input. And now with a little try and fail, I will be able to set the correct length, which was 1.002 or 1.03, I don't remember exactly. In this way, the thig is still rotated due to the IK chain, and then the shin bone is straightened toward the foot, and the foot position is locked thanks to this stretching bone, the big bone. So now I can move the hips and the foot won't move anymore. But first I need to align my bones in edit mode so that the parenting is well aligned and it works nicely. So I still have my classical IK function here. I can move the hip and it should follow, but I have a problem with the stretching. So to be able to deal with the stretching again, I need to be able to deal with the influence of our stretching bone. And we have created a driver for the stretching. So I can copy the driver from my stretch leg bone and paste it onto this bone, and then I just need to use a modifier to invert its influence. So whenever the stretching is set to 1, the influence of the limit scale is set to 0, so that it doesn't have any limitation in scale, and the foot will follow this stretching. So I will edit the driver, add a modifier to it, and I simply need to add 1 to the value and then multiply the result by -1, so that whenever I will increase the property to 1, the influence will be set to 0, while on our 2 stretched bone of the leg, the influence of the copy scale will be 1 on the stretched IK chain. Woo! Hopefully that makes sense. But now my leg should be moving the right way. And even when I will move the hip, so here my foot is offset, the IK controller, I need to reset its position first. But as soon as I reach the ground position of my IK controller, the hips react properly and I don't have this jittering foot position. Now it's well in place. Now to complete this test, I will just add a copy rotation from the IK controller to the target foot bone so that I can rotate the foot using the IK controller. I just need to invert the Z, the Y and X axis first. So generally we don't do this in this way because if we want to create a foot roll, you won't be creating this copy rotation constraint right now. You just need to build first the rolling bone mechanic. So hopefully this time the rig will be fine. I'd like to thank John, even if he was a bit rude on blendernation, to have spotted this problem and pushed me to solve it. So that's in a way a good thing, and hopefully I hope he will find this solution way better and let me know about it. So just let me know if there are any bugs and I try to fix them.